Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're taking your solar battery maintenance way beyond those basic surface-level checks. We're stepping it up to professional-grade diagnostics. We are going way past standard capacity tests and simple state-of-charge charts to figure out the actual real health of your system when it's under serious pressure.
So, picture this. It's an incredibly frustrating situation that a lot of us have been in. Your battery monitor proudly reads 100%, right? But the absolute second a heavy load kicks on, boom, everything goes dark. You might just be trying to run a refrigerator, maybe an air conditioner or a well pump, and out of nowhere, your system trips a low voltage alarm. It leaves so many of us just scratching our heads wondering what went wrong.
Well, to solve this mystery together, we're going to follow a really clear roadmap today. First, we'll bust the resting voltage myth. Second, we're decoding internal resistance. Third, we'll cover some critical DC safety rules. Fourth, we'll walk through the annual audit protocol. And finally, number 5, we'll look at why surge performance actually matters.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the resting voltage myth, or as I like to call it, the iceberg illusion.
You know, the absolute most dangerously common piece of generic maintenance advice out there is relying purely on resting voltage. It really is the ultimate iceberg illusion. You might check your monitor, see a perfect 13.8 or 52 volts, and just naturally assume all is well. But here's the reality check. A battery can show a picture-perfect resting voltage while secretly harboring severe voltage sag under a load. And that right there is exactly what causes those random, unexpected inverter resets. Moving right along to Section 2, decoding internal resistance, the hidden culprit.
Okay, to understand exactly why your hybrid inverter alarms keep screaming at you or why that compressor just flat out refuses to start, we really have to talk about the root cause. As your battery ages, its internal resistance slowly creeps up, and instead of delivering power, it just generates heat during massive DC current spikes. Think of it kind of like a plumbing pipe that's slowly clogging up over time. The water pressure, which is our resting voltage, might look completely fine when the tap is closed, but the very moment you open that valve to draw a massive amount of water, that clog restricts the flow, and the pressure instantly plummets.
Now don't let the math scare you. This simple formula isn't a test. It's basically our decoder ring. By taking your resting no-load voltage, subtracting the voltage during a heavy load, and dividing that by the current drawn, you unlock a literal window into the true structural health of those battery cells. And as you can see, whether you're running a traditional flooded lead-acid bank or a shiny new lithium setup, internal resistance has very real physical root causes. Lead-acid batteries suffer from things like sulfation and electrolyte stratification. But don't go thinking modern lithium iron phosphate systems are totally immune. They definitely face cell degradation, BMS limitations, and even damaged internal interconnects over time. All of this stuff increases that hidden resistance.
Next up, Section 3, critical DC safety rules. Respect the arc.
Now, since we're going to be hunting down this resistance on a live, energized system, we absolutely 100% must address the physical dangers first. Your system demands absolute respect. That means you must wear proper gear and prepare your workspace before you even think about picking up a meter. Isolate every single thing you can. Throw on your safety glasses and those electrical gloves. Take off rings and watches. Seriously, a metal ring shorting a bus bar is a life-altering mistake. Always use fully insulated tools and strictly follow your correct breaker isolation sequence.
Whatever you do, never attempt to measure resistance directly with a multimeter on a live battery. It will instantly destroy the meter, let out the magic smoke, and can trigger a catastrophic DC arc flash. It is so vital to remember that a DC arc behaves very differently than an AC arc. It does not self-extinguish. If you try to disconnect a live conductor under a heavy load, you can pull an arc that just continues to burn, literally melting your equipment and causing really serious injury. Safety first, always.
Okay, on to Section 4. The annual audit protocol, step-by-step diagnostics.
Now that we're properly geared up and safe, let's step through the professional, repeatable diagnostic audit you really should be running on your system every single year. We can neatly package this procedure into 5 clear, actionable steps that take you from a basic visual check all the way to live electrical engineering. We aren't just relying on smartphone apps here, we're getting hands-on.
You might be surprised to hear that a ton of system failures actually start at a loose, hot terminal, which is a massive red flag for thermal runaway, rather than deep inside the battery itself. So for steps 1 and 2, use your eyes. Look for bulging cases, the smell of electrolyte, or cable insulation that's turning weirdly brittle. Then check the thermals. If you have a thermal camera, scan the entire bank. Just one hot connection tells you immediately that there's high resistance at that specific lug or bus bar, which creates super dangerous, uneven current sharing.
For step 3, you've got to record a stabilized baseline first. That means turning off charging sources. If the sun is actively pushing wildly fluctuating amps into your system, your baseline is totally useless. Then, for step 4, we hit the system with a steady, resistive load. Think something massive and steady, like a space heater, not a varying load. We measure the current with a DC clamp meter to capture the exact, precise moment of voltage sag.
Here's a pro tip while you're doing that. Let's continually zoom out and think system-wide. Sometimes your battery is perfectly healthy, but undersized wires or a loose lug are bottlenecking the voltage before it ever even reaches the inverter. If your battery terminal reads 50 volts under load, but the inverter input terminal is reading 46 volts, well, the internal resistance isn't your battery at all. It's your wiring path.
Which brings us to Section 5, why surge performance matters. The system impact.
Let's translate this all into real-world behavior when you actually need to fire up those high-demand appliances. Thanks to good old Ohm's law, as the massive startup current of a well pump or an AC unit rises, the internal resistance causes the voltage sag to increase right along with it, instantly triggering a low-voltage cutoff. This is exactly why two batteries with identical amp-hour ratings can perform completely differently. The one with higher internal resistance physically will not allow that startup surge to pass without collapsing its own voltage.
And it gets even trickier in parallel battery banks. See, electricity is lazy. It always takes the path of least resistance. So the lower resistance, healthier batteries end up carrying practically all the current. The healthy battery works massive overtime to support the loads, while the degraded high-resistance battery sits there contributing very little, but still forcing your charge controller to work harder to equalize it. It creates this vicious imbalance that completely ruins the entire system's lifespan.
We also have to factor in Mother Nature. Extreme temperatures completely skew this data. If your system is outdoors or in an unheated shed, the internal resistance naturally spikes when those winter temperatures plummet, making your voltage sag infinitely worse. On the flip side, extremely hot batteries might deceptively mask their resistance right up until the day they completely fail from accelerated aging.
Honestly, the true superpower you gain from this explainer comes down to one thing: writing all this data down every single year. You want to identify those hidden sulfation or lithium degradation trends long before an emergency replacement is suddenly required. Let's be real, preventative diagnostics are so much cheaper than scrambling to buy a brand new battery bank in the middle of a freezing winter blackout. By logging these numbers, you literally get to watch a cell's health curve change over the years.
So perform your annual audit, respect those critical safety rules, and uncover the real truth hiding inside your solar system today. Because, as we've learned, what your resting voltage monitor is telling you, that is only half the story. I'll leave you with this to think about. Will your battery bank actually survive its next major surge load? Or is hidden internal resistance already secretly plotting your next blackout? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and get out there and start logging your system's true performance today.